What's up folks, Cloud Snake here, back again with another Fortnite clip. I've just gone over my initial review and impressions of the new season here in Fortnite, Chapter 5, Season 2. So a little bit of gameplay and a bit of my kind of experience with it so far. Yeah, so really fantastic starting package there. I love that video that they're doing for Chapter 5 Season 2. Really gets you hyped for how the game's going to work and introducing all the new ones. Very exciting. I actually can't wait to play as some of these characters, and the fun of unlocking them is really more than anything else. I hate buying the battle stars, I prefer to actually just win matches, it's more fun. So folks, it's been a while since I've actually had a Fortnite full length kind of video put together. So I decided to kind of upload this to show my actual impressions and my gameplay here. In particular, this actual couple of games you're going to see between me struggling to then learn the mechanics and actually getting a win out of it. Now, just as much as I can win, anyone else can win too, in theory. I had a great start to this game, but really struggled here, I have to say. First off, I'm a gigantic fan of actual anything to do with actual Greece itself, ancient Greece in particular. I always was fascinated by the mythology and kind of the little bits of background here and there. Seeing the actual architecture and what they've done with Fortnite here, it absolutely looks gorgeous. Now, I will say I do actually have a OLED monitor, which does allow me to do 4K and 120Hz. I'm playing on a PlayStation 5, which means if I go back down to 120, it actually does ruin some of the actual beauty of the actual graphics. 60 frames, it's not as ideal as playing in 120 for the extra kind of frames in it, especially a first-person shooter, disagree, or a third-person shooter in this case. But I genuinely love how the actual game looks at the moment, so I'm not really willing to kind of compromise to a degree and reduce the actual quality of the game. Eventually I'm looking to migrate towards PC in the future, but as I've never been a PC gamer, I've never had any actual items belonging to PC before, so it would be rather expensive to change the equipment I have. PS5 is more than adequate, and it actually looks fantastic here. I can get the job done until eventually there's a little bit more growth on the way coming, you know. Once I see positive traction and, you know, have the resources, then I'm going to reinvest it. So right there was a classic example of how I struggled to actually get used to mechanics. I wasn't able to turn as quickly as I was in the previous season, Chapter 5, Season 1. It's just a little bit more finicky here. They're always trying to kind of innovate how the graphics move, or movement in particular. I feel as though this is going to be patched very soon. I'm sure there's going to be bad feedback on this. It's still a little bit kind of jerky at times and really, really doesn't help at times. So you will see me kind of doing a variety of unusual movements throughout this actual game. A lot of the time when playing this game, you wouldn't be using kind of the camera here at this angle, for instance, or attempting this kind of weird odd slide, but I'm just trying to get a feel for how the game responds to the jerky motions I'm going to give it. It hasn't been bad, but I can tell I was a 120 frame rate person for a long time. I've only recently stuck to 60, so the game does look a little bit rougher at times with the camera. But overall, I will usually pan the camera as much as humanly possible. I hate being exposed. If I can't see someone come around the corner, it's because of bad camera movement most of the time. So I'm adjusting on the fly here, and it seems to be working. I'm tracking very well with the controller. I love this instance of actually running into this NPC here. They were emoting in a car. Like, I love what the actual computer game does sometimes. Like, the AI is telling it to emote in a car when there's no one around except for me. And I wasn't even on camera when it happened. It's just so random, you know? So I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead here. Not a whole lot happened, and it would be kind of redundant to watch just me opening a few chests. Nothing major importance happens there. Unfortunately for them, I am about to third party here. I had several choices. Now, I will say my tracking wasn't great, but what a quick scope that was. Fantastic switch of weapons there. Very impressed with myself, to be honest. So, I'm about to go ahead and interact with one of the new parts of the map itself. We're looking at the Grim Gate here. We're essentially just trying to be running through the area to try and figure out the new layout. And I have yet to spot it, but those three skulls on the actual my character there, Valeria, she is essentially able to dash in air. I haven't spotted because unfortunately I did not know the mechanic existed yet. So I would have no reason to press X here until I needed to later on. Kind of funny actually to run around with this and not realize it, but it actually looks great on her. Actually really reacts to her actual skin as well. It's kind of funny that way that happened. As you can tell, I am skipping a little bit ahead here and there, but basically I picked up a couple of legendary weapons on the way, and I found a third legendary in a single gameplay session. Very rare, actually, but because the new season doesn't have as many locations as Season 1 did, I'm sure they're actually allowing for that in the loot drops. Really good weapons here. You're going to see me examining and picking out my loadout. As you can tell, I finally figured out about the dash ability using the Hades River. Essentially, very, very handy to use here and there. Now, that time I was just too lazy to run. Not exactly a benefit just to run there, but now I've spotted that Loot Island should be kind of spawning soon, so I've just went ahead with the wings. Ironically enough, I timed that very well. Halfway in, I think I didn't realise that it was going to spawn at that exact second. I was starting to doubt myself, but yeah, got away with it. Very handy little kind of entrance into there. And again, as a traversal method, very handy. So right about now I'm going to show you the actual mod bench is still there at Float Island. There's a handful of these around, including the new bunkers. Unfortunately for me, I did not get into the bunker during this particular game. Currently you can see me now trying to apply some of the new attachments to this Gatekeeper shotgun. This particular shotgun didn't have any attachments until I actually bought it out. So I can see me swapping over to SMG to see what I'm going to apply here. Again, we're only testing out because you haven't tried it yet. We don't know what the best attachments are for each gun currently. So I eventually get the kill here using the new thermal scope. Not the most stable of guns, but then again you have to get to the mod bench to modify it so that you get perfect stable recoil. Always going to be trial and error at this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and allow the game just to kind of roll a little bit here, because it is a bit fun traveling with the actual Icarus wings. I've got a chance to showcase a few of the new items in this particular clip here. Apart from that, guys, have you played Chapter 5 Season 2 yet yourselves? And if so, what are your impressions so far? Which do you prefer? Chapter 5 Season 1 or Season 2 so far? So folks, as you can tell, I only play Zero build currently. I am looking to, kind of diversify a little bit and try and learn how to build correctly. Unfortunately, I've never been very good at building, so it will take a little bit of time, but I think it's worth the actual effort to learn it, to be honest. I think it can be more fun this way. So if you guys are interested in basically me doing a little bit of build and showing you my progress from start to finish, please let me know with a comment and or a like maybe. And also guys, always, I'm a growing channel. I'd love it if you guys could hit the old subscribe button, but just the fact that anyone is willing to watch the video at all, that's a big kind of benefit to me and a bonus. So, for what it's worth here, I'm just basically trying to scope. It wasn't working, I had to go for cover. Then I get the quick scope there for the win. Boom! And there it goes. First victory in Chapter 5, Season 2. Had a little bit of trouble in my first initial games there, but having said that, still got the win anyway in the end. I've been Clouded Snake. Laters.